Welcome back. My name is Gabriel with Matt Out. Today we're building a coffee table. So let me just rough cut things to size and I'll see you in a bit. All right, so we are done rough cutting everything to length. So our natural progression is start doing some joinery. So for this project, the first joint we're going to be doing is what we call a bridle joint. So it's basically a female part and a male part, and they join together forever and ever. Oh. In simpler terms, it's one step ahead of, half lap. So if you guys are doing half lap right now, you're wondering what joint you should be trying next, a bridle joint is, a natural progression. So what it is an open mortise and a tenon going together. Let's start building that right now. So I know what you're thinking. Look how aggressive that blade was. And yeah, it's a pretty aggressive blade. This is a 10-tooth dedicated rip blade. What's special about it is that the teeth are grounded flat, which makes perfect for, joinery like this where you want a flat bottom. Another thing you might be thinking is, yeah, well, if I had that jig, I would be able to do that kind of, mortise too. And yeah, I showed people how to build it. It's right here on my videos. I'll leave a link to that video in the description. So what I ended up doing is not cut the tenon right away. I ended up just using the same setup and cutting grooves in the middle of that piece. And that's just to let the lats that go in the middle somewhere to rest the tongue of that lat in. And since it's going to be the same thickness as that mortise, it just makes a lot of sense to do it all in one shot. Okay, so I guess we're going to be doing the lats next. Okay, so we're up to the next step here. So the next step is the assembly. Before we go into the assembly, I just want to talk a little bit about what we did to the lats and everything inside. I just went ahead and did the round over for the inside of that because I'm never going to be able to do a round over once everything is put together. So I may as well do it right now when everything's apart. It adds a little bit of a finishing touch to it. You don't rub your hands and get splinters, anything like that. So it rounds everything up. So we're going to go ahead and put these boards together, and then we'll see about the other stuff we're going to be doing on that soon. And as you can see, the tenon from the bridle joint is, you know, outside of the actual bridle joint, and that has something to do with, you know, the blade, 10-inch blade can't do anything deeper than, I think it's like 3 inches or something like that on my saw, something like that. So I put it as deep as I could, and that's what happened. But that's okay, because, you know, we have plans for this table over here, and you can find those on Patreon. Basically, we were always thinking about doing a nice curve on the top, and may as well just show you guys exactly how we do it right now. All right, so we sanded the whole tabletop, rounded over the edges all over the place. So the tabletop is 100% done and dusted. It's ready to be final assembly with the legs, right? So I guess the next step is pretty simple. We're just gonna have to start building those legs. All right, so for the legs, I needed them to get to a place where they're going to fit inside the jig that I use, which is right over here for the Morrises. The jig itself is like 3 inches wide, so basically all I had to do was bring the legs down. So it's a 2x4 that I brought down to 3 inches all the way around, and I just made sure that everything was nice and square. Then I rounded everything over. And you gotta believe me, I tried to videotape the 1 inch round over, which is a pretty cool process on my router table. But for some reason, I must have bumped into my camera and ended up filming a pile of garbage in my shop. So it's not, you know, the most amount of fun ever. So back to this jig. So this jig over here is basically something I 3D printed, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago. And if I can find the file for this, I'll let you guys have it for free on my Patreon page. What it is, just a hole for a mortise that's offset a little bit in order to give me a little bit longer tenon inside this 4x4. Yeah, so it's designed to go with a 3/4 inch bushing, yeah. So it's designed to go with a 3/4 inch bushing with a 1/2 inch spiral bit. So this thing here, super useful. If you're interested, like I said, I'm going to let it to you guys for free on my Patreon page if I can find the file. Other than that, for the legs, I mean, the legs are pretty much done right now. They're pretty simple. There's nothing super fancy about this except for that 1 inch round over, which is a little bit of a design thing that I like doing on these types of legs. So I guess we're going to do the mortises, no, the tenons, they're called tenons, on the skirt. So we're going to start doing the skirt next, and I'll see you on your side. You know what, I might just go ahead and do the assembly too. So might see me with, you know, a table that I'm hugging soon, right over here. Yeah, so I'll see you then. Okay, well, thank you for watching. I do appreciate people who get this far in the video. If you enjoyed this content, go ahead and leave a like, comment, and if you really love this type of content, go ahead and follow me, because the next time it's going to be a chair for my patio table. And yeah, I guess this is over. So see you next time.